Welcome to Champ of the Birds. I've got something special in store for this video. I will be showing you how I incrementally improved the high score this week, over 4 different runs. Knowing these concepts will help you find ways to increase your scores each week, or find an improvement on someone else's board and snag the Champ of the Birds title away from them. And how could I forget that this is my first video with the New Asia expansion in play? Although the duet map was really cool last week, I had to skip recording the run because the bird feeder was not acting consistently, the way it's supposed to. Anyways, let's get into the game. Red Avadavat is a new bird that cycles and gains cards in the grassland, making it very strong for engines. It was the starting engine bird last week as well. Getting the Carolina Wren down will give us a bunch of extra egg slots, and some necessary extra cards that will cycle with the Avadavat. The Sri Lanka Blue-Magpie is one of the best birds in the Asia expansion. It's perfect for dumping extra food so that we never have to worry about wasting points. With that in play, we can stack food-gaining birds in the grassland like this Regent Bowerbird. Silvereye is the best way to get nectar in an engine, and the dark-eyed Junco will convert extra cards from the Avadavat into food that we can cash with the Blue-Magpie. We'll finish our engine with one of the best predators, the gray Butcherbird. We have enough food to play it immediately, but if we did, its hunt would fail next turn. So I'll lay eggs once more instead. That way we won't waste the Silvereye's nectar. Playing Sri Lanka Blue-Magpie now will align the deck for the next 2 hunts, and give us just enough egg spaces as well. Our full engine can only cycle cards. It doesn't actually gain any additional ones. This would make the last round difficult, but luckily we've just reached this new Indian Peafowl, which, when played, lets us draw 3 cards. The third card we get is the Wild Turkey, which is 8 points and is 5 egg slots, which we'll need all of. Plus, we tie the end of round goal by playing it immediately. In the last round, we'll activate the engine twice, making sure the Butcherbird hunts are successful. Play the King Rail for more egg slots, then activate the engine twice more. All right, let's see the score. $150. That's not bad, but we can do better. Notice that we tied the wetland nectar. Spending one more nectar in the wetland would earn us 2 points. So, let's figure out how to do that. Unfortunately, we can't spend a third nectar for the king rail because we'll run out of egg space before being able to do that. So, we'll have to go back to round 3 when we play the Indian Peafowl. This time around, I'm going to pay for the Peafowl with 2 nectar instead of 1. The only downside to this is that we'll need to spend an extra food for the wild turkey now. So, we'll gain 2 points for the nectar and lose 1 point from cash food, netting 1 point. Everything else is played exactly the same. So, let's jump ahead to the score and compare it with the last run. There's the 1 point improvement, but we can still do better. There's a way that we don't have to spend an extra food for the wild turkey. But it's not so obvious. We will have to go back to the end of round 2 to set it up. Previously, we played the gray Butcherbird on this last turn. But check out what happens if I play the Sri Lanka Blue-Magpie instead. I'm only going to cash 1 seed, and I'll hold on to the rest of the food. Now, in round 3, I'll play the Butcherbird first, before activating the Grassland. The Grassland activation will be exactly the same as it was before, but we've effectively saved the nectar that we had previously spent on the Blue-Magpie. All of the rest of the turns are the same, so I'll fast forward, and now, when we play the turkey, we will have a nectar for it. Let's jump to the scores again. And now you can see that. The turn order change earned us 1 more cash food point. But can we find anything else? Let's go all the way back to the beginning of the run to find out. This time I'll start with the spoon-billed Sandpiper. It's a New Asia bonus card bird, with an additional effect that doesn't matter in Champ of the Birds compared to the King Rail. It's 1 more point and 1 fewer food, but it holds 3 fewer eggs, so the improvement won't just be a simple substitution. To make this work, I'll also need this Tufted Titmouse. It's an extra bird for the board, giving us more egg slots and also winning the third end of round goal. The Titmouse alone isn't an improvement though. You have to remember that though. Food and eggs to play the Titmouse, along with the card itself for all costs. Let's skip ahead and see how this plays out. I'll play the Titmouse with the Blue-Magpie and save all of the remaining food for the Butcherbird in round 3. Because we played one more card than usual, we'll need to skip this Junco activation so that we don't run out of cards. Everything after this will be exactly the same as the last runs, except we'll have won the end of round. And of course, we'll play the Sandpiper instead of the King Rail. All right, let's see the final score. And there's the new high score. If we compare it to the last run, there's a bunch of different categories that changed in order for us to net that 1 point. And it required both the addition of the Tufted Titmouse and the substitution of the spoon-billed Sandpiper. For this run, it was easier for me to just play the whole thing instead of trying to calculate it in advance. And it worked out. Well, that's all I could find this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.